Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Adam, and I am trying to be the most prolific reviewer of all time. To do so, I review books, movies, plays, podcasts, whatever. And yesterday, my son and I watched a quite enjoyable film called The Fall Guy. So, The Fall Guy is from 2024, I believe. Yep, 2024. It's directed by David Leitch and written by Drew Pearce and starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. And it's based on the TV series very loosely based on the TV series from the 80s, also called The Fall Guy. So The Fall Guy is basically a stunt man, and so the story follows this stuntman character, Colin. It doesn't matter what his name of the character actually is, but played by Ryan Gosling. And so he has an accident. So he's like this cocky stuntman. He has an accident, and then he kind of rethinks his life. And then he gets a call that the love of his life wants him to be a stuntman on the movie she's making, and then hijinks ensue. So I'm not going to tell you exactly the plot of the film, because it's one of those things where the plot is important, and I think you might not enjoy it as much if you know what happens, but it's an enjoyable process to watch. And I think that I'll talk about what I liked about the film and what I didn't like about the film. And maybe what I didn't like about the film is just that Ryan Gosling, unfortunately, is a very charismatic actor. He's very good at his job, which is why he's been in a lot of movies. And why I don't like him personally is my ex had one of those large cutouts of Ryan Gosling, and she just kept it around staring at me, and Ryan Gosling's also a Canadian, so I'm a Canadian, and I do not rise to the standards of Ryan Gosling, let's just say. But anyway, so he is very charismatic, and the so he has this stuntman relationship with this leading man in the film. And the film tells us that this actor is actually a great actor, very charismatic, but Ryan Gosling is more charismatic than that guy. So I think what they needed to have done was to put I know they probably didn't have the budget for this, but they needed to put another actor of Ryan Gosling's caliber in that position. You know who would have been great? Actually, now that I think about it, the other Ryan. Get Ryan Reynolds to do it, because they're kind of similar. I know that Ryan Reynolds is like 20 years older than Ryan Gosling, but anyway, so you would understand that Ryan Reynolds also has a sort of charisma, and it would make sense that he is a movie star more than this guy. So it kind of would make more sense if you had a more charismatic actor in that role. The other thing is, because of plot reasons, which I told you I wasn't going to mention, there's some scenes where Ryan Gosling's character is being hunted by guys with machine guns. And it's a bit of a plot hole, because it turns out that these guys with machine guns... Well, it's a plot hole. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm just going to leave it there. It doesn't make sense that he would be attacked by guys with machine guns. Doesn't make sense. But what's good about it is that he and Emily... Oh, maybe one other thing. Sometimes they're a bit high-handed with how they're presenting the movie, because it is a movie about making movies. I think they thought that they could get away with it. They have this scene where there's like a split scene, and they're talking about why split scenes are used, and it seems a little bit on too much on the nose, and I think it kind of detracts from the story a little bit. So those were my criticisms. What about the good things about this film? So as I said, Ryan Gosling, very charismatic. He does this character so well. Like he feels like this jaded guy who's had enough of Hollywood, and probably he feels like that a little bit in real life. And he does have this amazing chemistry with Emily Blunt. Their scenes together are great. Also, it's just funny. The script is really funny sometimes, in like these little moments where, so there's a point where Ryan Gosling, for reasons of this plot that I mentioned, he gets drugged and he sees this like unicorn, because some character mentions like, oh, it'll be done when you see a unicorn. That's And so he's just having these conversations, and there's like this unicorn behind him emoting and like, sympathizing with him. Very funny, very funny. So that's good. And there's a bit with a dog that kind of steals the scene as well. And the other thing, because obviously you can't make a movie about a stuntman without actual stunts. There are a lot of like real stunts in the movie, and probably that's why the budget of the movie was so high. There's a great scene, not really a chase scene, but more like, well, yeah, I guess a chase scene, where Ryan Gosling's character is trying to catch up to these guys who've kidnapped this person who's working on the movie, and they're in this sort of like garbage like truck contraption. And then there's separate to that, there's a fight with like a samurai sword and this actress. Kind of funny, but doesn't really make sense in the terms of the story. And there's a line which is really funny actually, when she says the name of the movie. Well, I forgot what the name of the movie they're making is called, but it's not this, but this is a movie which you should check out too. But let's say the name of the movie they're working on is called Metal Lords. And she's like, I'm the lead actress on Metal Lords. And he's like, yeah, I'm in Metal Lords too. And she swings the sword and she's like, we're not doing Metal Lords 2 yet. This is Metal Lords 1. And he's like, I meant Metal Lords also. Great line. Great line. Great delivery, great practical effects, and it's kind of spoofing Dune a little bit, and kind of paying homage to Mad Max because it is in Australia. So it's quite enjoyable. It's kind of a shame that the movie didn't do better in the box office. But it's kind of good because this is a real standalone film, and making a sequel to it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So if you were ever dying to watch the movie version of the 1980s series The Fall Guy, this is it. This is great. Ryan Gosling is great. Emily Blunt is great. The other characters are also great. The stunts are great. There's a bit of some plot holes in it, and I don't even remember the other criticism I had, to be honest, because it is an enjoyable film. So I'd give it like 8 out of 10 actually. I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it's certainly worth watching. All right, what did you think about this movie? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Any thoughts? Leave them in the comments section. If you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 900 subscribers by the end of April, and we are at 855, so I think it's completely possible. All right, thank you, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.